Minasan konnichiwa, watashi wa tinashe desu. Hello everyone, my name is Tinashe. Magari mo se starang de Tinashe. Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Tinashe. Right guys, a few weeks ago I posted a video on my YouTube channel on my studio tour, and in that video I promised that we're going to talk about the Zoom L8, my audio interface, my mixer, and my Livetrack recorder. Right, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this piece of equipment in front of us is my Zoom L8, which is my audio interface, mixer and recorder. Right, this thing is made out of plastic, but it's not cheap plastic. It feels solid, steady. Even the faders, they are nice, they feel okay. This mixer is powered by 5 volts of USB power. It makes it possible to use in remote areas where you don't have electricity, as long as you have at least a power bank or your laptop, you can use it well. It also works on AA batteries, which is super convenient, although I'm not yet sure how long it lasts on AA batteries, but there's a slot for that, which is nice. On top here, you can see we've got 6 combo inputs, which are in zigzag formation. Right, these are combo inputs. You can use them for XLR or TRS or TS quarter-inch inputs. Then we also have two inputs for TRS TS inputs. Then on the 8th channel, there is a small TRS input as well. You can only use one at a time, you cannot use both. Going down, we have got our red button, which is obviously for phantom power 48 volt switch. This phantom power is available for input 1 up to 6 mics only, yes. Then after that, I have to pick up my camera. We also have the high Z switch for inputs 1 and 2. So normally this is where I plug in my guitars, bass and electric and bass. Then on channels 3 up to 6, there are it's a paired switch for loud sources like line-in inputs like keyboards. Perhaps you may also be recording drums, so you can cut away about 20. Right, after those switches, we have our gain knobs. After that, we have the select switch. Right, everything that is within this blue area is affecting these channels, but for you to do your EQ to a specific channel, you have to select it first. So if I want to EQ this channel, I can select it, then do my highs, mids, lows, then my effects, which are also controlled by this knob. And to select my effects, I have to press this button, select my effects, control how much of the effects that I want to effect overall, the master. Then this is this controls the amount of effects per channel. Right, below that we've got our record play switch, the record play arm button. So whatever channel you want to record, you have to arm it. You can arm many channels, the ones that you want to record. Now below that we've got our mute switch, then the faders. Now on channel 7 and 8 we've got a sound pad. By default there are sounds that are loaded on this sound pad by Zoom, but they also say you can load up your own sounds to use in any way you want. For example, like the jingle that you heard at the beginning of this video, was from this sound pad. Now what I just need to do, I need to select this input by pressing this button. On channel 8 there are also other sounds here, but I'm not going to use those ones for today because I'm using the channel to send audio to my camera. Yes. Oh, this one mute. Yes. You can use this in any way you want. So these are the default sounds. If I'm not mistaken, on this one there should be hand clapping sounds. Yes. Then there should be a twa 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 sound, something like that. Then here there should be a drum roll. Yes. You can use those in presentations and in videos, in any way you want. On top here, I have my master outputs, which are basically my studio monitors. You can't see them in this video because I removed them from the desk. Then we also have my headphones. I'm actually using them. Then this is the headphone volume control. Yes. The signal that is in this headphone is basically the same signal that is within this two. It's a stereo mix. Now, then over here we've got a 3-channel headphone amp, mini headphone amp. You can see I can set up a mix for this headphone, a different mix for this headphone, and a different mix for this headphone, which may be different mixes to what I will be listening to. What I just need to do on mix A, I can choose to let mix A listen to my master by toggling this switch upwards, or create a new mix for him. I have to come here, then do the same for B. Then these are their output volumes. Like right now here, this is just a different pair of headphones that are lying around in my face. No one is really listening to them right now. Right. So it's a cool feature to have. Like sometimes when I'm not having other musicians in the studio, I can also connect a different pair of monitors with this mix pan to the left, this mix pan to the right. Maybe it's just to create a reference mix, or maybe just to reference my mix, how it comes out of another different type of speakers. Right. Then to the corner here, this is my Zoom recorder and function switch. Like this tells me what I'm doing right now. It's a small monitor. Like right now, it's telling me I'm in the mixer mode. Right. So there's the master mix, then there's mix A, mix B, and mix C. If I select, it's in the mixer mode because I selected the mixer mode here. I can select the effects, I can select the scene and the recorder. Right. On the mixer mode, over here, I can set the master is selected. So if the master is selected, it means these faders here, they are controlling the signal that is going here to the master and coming out of these outputs. Now if I choose mix A, you see now the faders are still in this position, but there are little lights at the bottom. These little lights are actually showing the fader position for mix B, for mix A. These fader positions are for mix, or are for the master mix. So to reset it, I have to pull them down. Right? So after pulling them down, I can now set a different mix for mix A. Then for mix B, now I'm now in mix B, You see now, you still have those lights here showing that mix B, everything is at the bottom. So I have to reset them again, and then start to create a different mix, different EQ for mix B. Then do the same for mix C. Oh, there was something for mix C. If I go back to mix A, let's suppose this is mix C, nothing is on mix C. Mix, master mix. Now these lights are showing the last fader positions that I had set for this master mix. So whilst these faders are at the bottom, the mixer knows that when I was listening to the master before I went to the other mixes, these lights are indicating the positions that they were. So I just have to move this fader up to that position, reset it until it switches on. Yes. I know some of you might say, well, there are a lot of mixers these days that have motorized faders so that these faders can move by themselves. Yes, of course you can say that, but for something that runs on USB power, don't you think you're asking for a lot? This is pretty too much. This is unheard of for something that just runs on USB power. Yes, this is wonderful. Now, so that's the mixer mode. Effects channel. Now, you see everything has changed here. When I was in the master, in the mixer, it was showing me this. Now, the effects, it's now showing me 8 different effects that I can choose to effect to my audio. Let's suppose I take delay. I want to listen to delay. Then come to my voice here. Then hello. You can see. Hello. Hey. Him. Right. If I want a different effect, just press it. Choose the different effects and apply it. Hello. Right. So this is nice. We've got 8 different effects, but one thing that is worth noting, let me switch this off. These effects, you can only use one effect at a time for all channels. You cannot select a different effect for different channels. Once you select this effect, this is what you can only apply to the rest of the channels. And you cannot choose a different effect for other channels and a different effect for others. So that's one disadvantage. But like I said before, for something that just runs on USB power, maybe that would be a little bit too much to ask for. They've already done a lot, guys. You couldn't do this on other USB mixers, could you? Right. Then the scenes mode. This is my favorite. The scenes mode, it allows you to save a particular setting for a different occasion, for a different for example, right now these settings that I've just selected that are here, I can say save them to scene 1, right? See, so I have to scroll. I can scroll save, I can scroll record. I can save them here, then save. Now what it does now, on another day, if I want to use the same settings, maybe somebody came in and did another mix, maybe another person also came and did another mix and the like. When I want to go back to that scene, I just press scene 1 and record. Now showing me now back the fader positions for scene 1. This is nice, guys. This is super nice. Yes. So I can save this mix as a template to my studio recording. Then I can choose to say scene 2 is what I will use for my live podcast. Scene 3, maybe we are live streaming a band, I can do that as well. Scene 4, maybe I'm creating some broadcast files. Maybe I want to send them to a radio facility, or maybe video audio. I can save that. So it allows me to save up to 7 different scenes, which I can also record at any time and reset. It's okay. Then we have the recorder. I've already talked partly about this. Now the recorder, now you see when I press the button, everything is now in the recorder mode, and you can even see the screen is a timer. I can toggle a few settings. Now if I'm using this recorder to record onto this SD, I can use up to 96 kilohertz of sample rate. Then if I'm recording, if I'm using it as an audio interface, I can only use 48 kilohertz of sample rate. I can also use 44.1 kilohertz. That's pretty standard. Now I forgot to show you how to use the audio interface switch. Okay, I'll show you. So when you want to record, let's suppose you have a guitar and a voice. You just come here, you select, then inside the settings you can also choose to have a metronome. You can also choose to toggle a lot of settings that you can also do in your DAW software. Now we press the record button like this. Yes, it's not yet light up. Right, it's not light up. Then we press play. Let me do so. I'll only be recording my voice. Hello, 1 2. Hello, 1 2. Mic check. Mic check, 1 2. Right. Press stop. Then press allow it to save. Then back. Then arm this for playback. Oh, I didn't have a guitar, so nothing will be playing there. And press play. Hello, 1 2. Hello, 1 2. Mic check. Mic check, 1 2. Right. Right. You can see that because the same mic that I'm using for recording is the same that the same mic that I used for recording is the same mic that I'm still speaking into. So when I press play, it cuts off the signal from me, so that you won't have two signals flowing through the same channel. So I can also overdub. Let's say I recorded a song. I can also overdub, add some more instruments on top of that. What I just need to do when I'm overdubbing, I just play this, then record, then play. Then it starts to play back this through my headphones, whilst also recording another channel, any of these channels. I will have to arm them again, whichever channel I want to record. So that's it, guys. I'm really excited to have this mixer, but this is only the younger version of the L series. There is the Zoom L12, there is the Zoom L20. An interesting feature that comes with those mixers is a compressor knob, which should be somewhere over here. Now, because this one is USB powered, I'm not going to complain why it doesn't have a compressor knob. Yes, of course, the other two they do use quite a lot of electricity. You cannot power them through USB, so they can afford to add a little bit of more features there. But I would have loved it if this board had a compressor knob. It's at least even on 2 channels, that would be okay. But overall, this mixer, I love it, and I would recommend to anyone who wants to start a home studio or even a semi-professional studio. This is a good mixer. Right guys, I loved it. Right guys, before I leave, I've got a small checklist for you. Please subscribe to the channel. If you like videos like this, if you like the content, please subscribe. Then press the notification bell so that you will not miss any future videos like this. Then leave a comment if you like the Zoom L8. Tell me what you think about it. Is it good? Is it bad? Have you used it before? Tell me your opinions and thoughts. Then follow me on my Instagram, Basera Tinashe or Tinashe Basera, whichever one you want is okay. Follow me on my Facebook page, Tinashe Basera, for more insights into what I do. Thank you guys. Sharp.